Okay, guys, I'm about on page 40-ish. So, on Friday we talked about polygons. You guys remember what polygons were?
Yeah. Five-sided shape.
Well, different sided shapes. Yeah, they had to be closed. They had to have straight lines. A five-sided polygon was called a what?
Pentagon.
Pentagon, for example.
That's good as well.
You'll have to watch the video.
Where do we watch the video?
You have to go to RenWeb and click on the day's assignment, and it'll have a link to it.
You also just post on YouTube.
Or it's on YouTube. But if you've never been to YouTube, then that helps you get, or you've never been to my channel, that helps you get there. Okay, I'll have to get that later. All right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, polygons. So, what was a four-sided polygon called? You guys remember that one? Quadrilateral. Pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon. You guys remember that? So we were talking about two-dimensional shapes, polygons. You guys know the difference between the dimensions? This is one-dimensional. You go left or right, that's one dimension. Or up and down, that's one dimension. Just back and forth, that's one dimension. So a line is one-dimensional. A plane is two-dimensional because you can get anywhere on a plane by using these two dimensions, up and down and left or right. But we live in three dimensions because you can get anywhere in our space, girls, by going up and down, left and right, or front to back. So I guess front to back would be the third dimension. See if I can fix it.
What would be the fourth?
There isn't a fourth dimension unless you count time, but time only goes in one direction, so it doesn't really count.
How does it make a play game to get into the...
Trying to line stuff up. It hasn't been working very well. It's gonna make my drawings ugly. Okay. So the first thing we'll talk about is a sphere. And what's a sphere?
Three-dimensional circle.
It's like a ball, right? Three-dimensional. The definition of a sphere is any point on the sphere is equidistant from one point. So if you think about it, the center of the sphere, all the points on the sphere are equidistant from that center point. It's the same as the definition of a circle, but a circle has to be on a flat plane, right? So a circle is two-dimensional, sphere is three-dimensional. Yeah. Wow. Maybe if I do this, it'll fix it. Probably not. Okay. One was just on the edge.
No. I think it's off.
I'm really bitter about this smartboard.
Yo, Robin, Jordan. He's trying to grab
Alright, I might have to use my whiteboard. Hey, Jasmine, let's have you sit over there. I thought Mary was going to be back today. This is more from Friday than from today.
Thank you.
What happened Friday?
Thank you so much.
This is good. What happened Friday? You were with no one
She would not see
Hey, you're invading my personal bubble.
No. I'm really bad headache. I don't feel good. I feel like we're going to
Okay, here we go.
Don't touch me. No, sorry for
You guys tell me what's this called? Cone. Now, here's the weird thing though. A cone, by the book's definition, is not all necessarily look like this. By the book's definition, it's any like two-dimensional shape that comes up to a point. So it could look like this. I can't remember.
What in the world?
Oh, I see what you're doing. It's a messed up.
Okay, so it could be
But by
like,
that definition, they could make like a prism.
now a prism
No,
has,
it's not a prism.
so it's got a base.
You know,
It can be any shape. It can even be like a square.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that a pyramid?
Yes, but by the book's definition, all of these are in the cone family. Okay? Any weird shape, but what they have in common is it comes up to a point. This point up here is kind of weird. It's got a special name, it's the vertex point. But here's the tricky thing. Any corner point, remember when we did angles and polygons, any corner point can be called a vertex. So all these on this pyramid are vertices as well. But it's like the vertex point if it's at the very top. Okay, these are cones. This one is a pyramid. It's a cone, but it's more specifically, it's a pyramid. What's the difference between a pyramid and a cone?
Pyramid is
Grace, you need to pay attention.
Pyramids have
Which pencil
more
down?
than one side. A square
Gracie.
on their bottom.
Put your pencil down. Yeah, it has flat, it's got a polygon base. That's one way you can say it.
Yeah.
It's got straight edges. Cones don't have to, but pyramids do have to have straight edges. All right, got it? And then from there, what was this called?
Cylinder.
Cylinder. So cylinders have two parallel surfaces, and they're also identical, or they should be. Mine looks a little top heavy, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, it should be perfect. Now normally they look like circles, but by the book's definition, it can be any shape. So they are supposed to be identical. Those can be hard to draw them identical. Just use your imagination there. If those were identical, this would be a cylinder. Connect. Okay.
So basically, imagine a birthday cake with a slice coming out.
Okay, doesn't matter what the shape is, that's the point. These are all cylinders. They're identical. These identical sides are called the bases. Cylinder. Okay, by the book's definition, this is also a cylinder. Okay, because it has the two identical bases.
Cube?
Okay, it's not a cube. Does anybody know the technical?
It
Prism.
is a rectangle.
It's a rectangular prism.
Good job.
Okay, it is in the cylinder family because it's got identical bases up here and down there. Actually, on a rectangular prism, all the opposite sides are identical, but normally I think of it as the top and the bottom. Rectangular bases. Rectangular prism. So another prism could be like
Hexagonal prism?
Wow, that looks very cool.
Good job, Mr. Jordan.
Now I'm just thinking.
Artist.
Oops, I kind of missed.
What are you doing teaching that?
Yeah, that is a hexagon base. So this would be a hexagonal prism. Like you use the word hexagon and then AL on hexagonal. Kind of change the pronunciation to prism. So prisms, it's kind of like pyramids over here. Prisms have to have polygon bases, like straight edges. Cylinders can have any kind of base, but prisms have to be straight. So if the prism's going straight up at a 90-degree angle, like this is a 90-degree angle with the ground, like this side is. It's called a right. Or actually these are right prism, these are right cylinders too. It's going straight up like that. Now these don't go straight up, right? They kind of go towards the middle, so these will not be right. But prisms and cylinders can be, but they can also be like leaning, like this. Okay, so if it's leaning over, it's still a prism, but they call it oblique. I think this is how you spell it. Just means like it's a leaning tower. Okay, all right. Cones, all these guys. Cylinders, all those guys. Pyramids, straight edges. Prisms, straight edges. Oh yeah, if it's not a base, so the top and bottom on this one are called the bases, the identical parallel sides. All these other sides that are going up and down, they call them the lateral surfaces. Lateral. So lateral means not the bases, basically. All these up and down sides. Now it could be laying down, like for example, this is a triangular prism, okay? So the triangle is on the front and the back. Anyway, so it can look different ways. So many definitions. Oh, where do I leave my book? Spheres, cones, pyramids, lateral first surface. What do you guys think they mean by an edge? What do you guys think they mean by an edge?
A line.
Yeah, one of these segments. That would be like the edge of your table is like a line segment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, polyhedron. So, polyhedron, I kind of ran out of room.
It's a weird name.
Erase.
It kind of just means polygon, but three-dimensional. Polyhedron. The plural is polyhedra. Polyhedron just means a bunch of sides. So all these, it's got to have straight edges, just like, so all these pyramids and prisms are type of polyhedron, but they could be like, kind of like dice, like just any, oh, actually yes, if you have a book, turn in your book to page 42, there's some pictures of some. 42, if you don't have a book, you just kind of look at your neighbors, yeah.
Can you draw a picture of a dodecahedron?
Dodecahedron, you just kind of have to, that would take too long. You're gonna have to look in your book. I'd have to look at the book and
like
draw it line by line. So, you guys see the top of page 42? That's where the assignment's gonna be at, by the way. They have a regular tetrahedron, which is basically a triangular prism. Tetra means 4. What do you think a regular octahedron is? 8 sides. Okay, regular means, remember, all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. It could be weird, but the one they drew was irregular. Dodecahedron means 12 sides. If you look, it's made of pentagons. Icosahedron means 20 sides. If you turn back a page, it has a table to show you like all the different names. So it's pretty much the same as polygons except for 4. Remember on 4 sides, a polygon was called a quadrilateral. A 4-sided, 3-dimensional shape, they call a tetrahedron, like Tetris. Tetris, all the Tetris pieces are made of 4 blocks, right? Okay, you guys ready to go? I think we covered everything. We're only doing 1 through 20 today, so it's a little bit shorter.
Which means it's hard.
Paper.
I'll give you paper.
Oh,
That is from Friday.
I didn't give you a page.
No. Forgot to.
Well, I had an extra one. Where did I put it?
I don't know.
So,
Well, I wasn't on the Don't, oh, you just governed it.
She just proved herself.
Devin, I kind of need that sheet. I was gonna
I mean, on the bottom.
go to sleep.
Jasper.
No, you'll know what I'm
I don't know what I did.
Can you just send another one?
It is going by so fast.
Yeah, but why should I spend extra time? Okay, number one. Alright. Number one is a type of a cone, but we're going to be more specific than that.
Hold on.
It's a, you name it based on the base. What shape is the base of that pyramid? Pentagon. So it's called a pentagonal pyramid.
I don't have room for my work.
Pentagonal pyramid. You basically write the word pentagon and put an AL at the end.
Okay, what?
Pentagonal pyramid. Number one. We're saying what type of cone it is. It's a pentagonal pyramid.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I just felt good with it on.
Okay, it's also a polyhedron. So, because it has all like straight edges. So how many sides does it have? 6.
6.
If you count the bottom, it's 6, right?
I know.
So what's a 6-sided polyhedron called? Hexahedron. Remember hexagon?
So it's
So-
a pentagonal pyramid and.
It's a pentagonal pyramid and it's a hexahedron.
That is so weird.
The hedron thing just means this is how many sides it has. The pentagonal pyramid kind of describes its shape.
I want to be a hexahedron.
These are weird.
How do you spell hexahedron?
Hexa,
Oh, I get it.
How
I
many
get it.
sides do I have?
Oh,
You're one side.
On one side.
you don't have
Because you never
front side, back side, I don't know.
Yep.
My nose.
That's still rounded.
So you're looking for something
Okay.
that's not rounded.
Number 2, it says name the vertex. So if it's a cone or a pyramid, it has one vertex. M. Okay, but it's kind of a trick thing because really all the corner points are called vertices, but M is the one vertex, the vertex. So they should have thought of another word, but they didn't. Okay, what is the base? Okay, yeah, it's Pentagon A B C D E, right? So just write Pentagon A B C D E.
On 3.
No, we're on 2.
Oh, we're
Are we
doing
doing
I thought we were
it
only
together?
doing
I'm gonna skip some, but
no.
Wait, what was it? I was confused. I thought it was number 3, and so I was reading the question. I was
It's
like,
what? It's obscured.
The Pentagonal Pyramid.
the base is a Pentagon A B C D E.
What?
That's number 1.
Oh,
Pentagon A B C D.
Vertex is
Yeah.
M and the base is ABC.
where did you get M?
The vertex.
So did Mr. Jordan.
You just stole from the student.
Now you made me forget the answer.
Where did you get M?
M is the first answer.
Oh,
The
Okay.
vertex.
Number 3, lateral faces. So remember, lateral faces are the sides that are not the base. So how many lateral faces? It has 5. What kind of polygon bounds each lateral face? In other words, what shape are the lateral faces?
Triangle.
Triangles. Okay, I'm jumping to 5. Okay, 5, classify the figure as a cylinder. Okay, it doesn't look like a cylinder, but it does have the 2 bases, right? So by the book's definition, it is a cylinder. What kind of prism is number 5?
Triangular.
Triangular. It's got a triangle on the top and the bottom, right? See how those two mirror each other? So it is a triangular prism. A triangular prism.
Triangular prism.
Yes.
Triangular.
And there's nothing else?
Okay. We can classify it as a polyhedron if we count the number of sides. So how many sides does it have? 5. Pentahedron.
This is really confusing.
Is
Okay, numbers.
you said 5?
Number 7. What kind of regions are the lateral faces? So the lateral faces are the faces that are not the bases. So besides the triangle bases, what shape are the lateral faces? Number 7. They're not squares.
Quadrilateral.
Well, let's be more specific than that.
Triangle.
No. Okay,
Oblique.
we're not talking about the triangular bases. We're talking about the lateral faces.
What does that mean?
What shape? You said it like 5
Wait,
times.
rectangle.
Rectangle.
I was just about to say that.
So it's just.
That's number 7.
Ow.
Yes.
Rectangles. Wow, I'm so smart.
What did we get for?
Took me 5 minutes.
We didn't get
I cut
anything, I
myself.
skipped it. But you still have to do it. Okay, number 9. Classify each cylinder, cone, and as a polyhedron. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing we did on 1 and 5 for number 9. So number 9 is a what? Cylinder. You could be more specific and say circular cylinder, but I'll accept cylinders fine. Oh,
Now what?
screwed up. Okay, and because it doesn't have straight edges, it's not a polyhedron, so we're not doing that part. Okay, number 10, this picture kind of confused the other class for a little bit.
Hexagonal prism.
Yeah, it's a hexagonal. You change the pronunciation.
Hexagonal.
The base is a hexagon. So it's a hexagonal prism.
That's number 1.
10.
Hexagonal.
And it's an
Is 11 a pyramid?
octahedron.
Yeah, how many sides does it have?
8.
8. So it's an octahedron.
No.
So there's such thing as a octahedron?
Striped.
Or a sesquihedron?
Well, if there is, yeah, if you turn back the page, well, so it's not a
Oh
hedron.
no, I got red in my bloodstream.
You're gonna become good.
Okay, number 11. What kind of a thing is number 11?
It is a triangle.
Pyramid.
Triangular pyramid. Triangular, you gotta be a little more specific. Triangular
It's a
pyramid.
triangle.
And would it be a quadrihedron?
Polyhedron.
Yeah, it has a special name. It's called a tetrahedron. They don't use quad.
Ooh, wait. That was 11?
That was 11.
Oops.
Okay, 13 is a what?
That's a triangle.
Cylinder.
13 is a
Cone.
cone.
Yeah.
Wait, what about
Oh,
12?
13. I said 12.
You
Skipped it.
Yeah, you So 13's what?
Triangular cylinder.
Okay, yeah, the book probably would have written circular cone. Because remember, by the book's definition, anything that comes to a point is a cone. So they'd be a little more specific. 14 would be a what? though?
Cone.
It's just a cone also. 50, it's not a circular cone, it's just
So
a cone.
small.
So 13 was just
Okay.
a regular cone?
Black cone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it was just cone.
Okay, 15, kind of the same direction.
Hexagonal prism. Oblique, I mean.
No, you're wrong.
Triangular prism?
It's right.
Right, 15 is another triangular prism. And how many sides does it have?
5, so it's pentahedron.
5, so it's a pentahedron.
So triangular prism, pentahedron.
Yes.
You said the one that was really confusing.
Okay, is 16 a cylinder or cone or prism or anything of those?
Oh my goodness, it's a soccer ball.
Okay, it looks like it's kind of like a soccer ball. It's not a prism, okay?
Tetrahedron.
It's not a prism because it doesn't have sides that go straight down, basically. So it is a polyhedron, though. So you got to figure out what kind of polyhedron. You just look back on the previous page and you can see it. Number 17, or count the sides, I guess. Number 17 is what kind of shape?
finished.
17 is what kind of shape?
Cylinder.
Okay. Prism, what's the shape of the base?
It's
Pentagon. So it's a pentagonal prism.
Pentagonal.
That's number 7.
Mine sounds better and it's also correct.
That was number 7.
Yes.
You just got roasted.
And
It's a pentagon, why would you say pentagonal?
Because it sounds better. And it's also correct.
Pentagonal.
They changed the pronunciation so it rolls better. Pentagonal.
Prism.
Okay, pentagonal prism. How many sides does 17 have? Somebody besides Will.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
What?
6,
I
7.
said it.
7. So it's a. Remember 7 from Polygons?
Heptahedron.
Heptahedron. Yeah. Just turn back the page if you're not sure.
Heptahedron.
19, kind of a trick question. Is 19 a prism?
No.
No, because it's got that bend in it. It almost looks like 15, but not quite. So it is a polyhedron now, so how many sides does it have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
6. So 6 is
Hold on.
hexahedron.
Hexahedron. What's the shape of it though?
1.
18 is not triangular pyramid. You gotta name it based on the,
Triangular.
you name it on the base.
Pentagonal pyramid.
What shape is the base?
So, hectagon.
Pentagon.
Alright, go ahead and finish that, guys.
No.